Here are the solutions to the exercises from Chapter 7. We'll start by looking at that grep test program. Let's have a look at that. I've actually created one file called grepscript that provides the solutions to all of those exercises, and it's self-commenting. In other words, it puts out a little echo line there just before it shows you what it's about to print. So let's see lines that start with a T. Now you can see that that's just using, it's a very simple one, just use the little caret symbol to denote the beginning of the line and then a capital T there. Blank lines, as we saw before, are a caret followed by a dollar sign. Probably want to enclose those in single quotes just to make sure that the shell doesn't interfere with that. Lines that have two or more A's anywhere in them, that's actually very simple, just double A. Now lines that have a two or more digit number in them, well, this is actually not that hard. There's two ways of doing it. One is you can simply say a pair of square brackets enclosing a digit followed by another pair of square brackets enclosing a digit. So that will match one character and that will match another character, and each of those two characters will be a digit, so it'll match two digits. Or there's another way of doing it, and this uses extended regular expressions. You can say a digit please, and then you can use the curly brackets. Now I didn't show you this, but it's in the manual page. You can say I want two or more, that's what the comma means, two or more of whatever I just specified. So I'd be saying in this case two or more digits from the file. So I need the -E option for extended regular expressions. I've commented that out because I don't want to see the output twice. And finally, lines that have the pattern X, Y in them, where X and Y is a number. Now I do need the extended regular expressions here, so I put that in there. Now the first thing I want to match is the actual bracket itself, the square bracket. Now the square bracket is a special character for regular expressions, so I need to put a backslash in front of it to make sure that it is no longer special. So we put backslash square bracket. Now this time we actually do want to see a one or more digits, so there's one digit, and I'll put a little plus sign which means one or more. So one or more digits followed by a comma, followed by one or more digits, followed by a closing square bracket, and again I need to put the backslash in front to make sure that the closing square bracket character is not treated as special. So let's run this to see if it works, and I might need to pipe that to more. So here we are, lines that start with a T, and as you can see there were a few of them, 4 of them in fact, blank lines, and there were a few of those lines that have two or more A's anywhere in them, and there's only one of those lines. Lines that have a two or more digit number in them, and there were 4 of those, line 10, 11, and vector 3 and vector 4. And lines that have the pattern XY in them, and there were 2 of those. You obviously got to make sure that this line here with the 345 in it doesn't come out here at the end. Anyway, there's a copy of my solution on the CD, so you can verify for yourself that it is in fact working. Let's move on to the next solution. My solution is in a file called format who, and of course we just take the who program, pipe it to sort. We want the output sorted, and then we pipe the results to awk for nice printing. Now awk's going to print it out in the following way using printf. We're going to use the %-15s. Now that %s there corresponds to $1. So $1, which is the username, will be printed out in a field width of 15, followed by the second one, which will be the month. Now that's always going to be printed out in exactly 3 characters, so I don't really need to specify how wide that should be. Followed by a space, and then at least 2 characters wide should be the next field, which is the day of the month, followed by a space, followed by the time. So that's 3, 4, and 5, parameters 3, 4, and 5 there. So let's see if that works. Run that %, and as you can see that is indeed working. So finally let's have a look at the course project. Okay, so here's the not much has actually changed in here. Should be only the part where we display out the text, which is case 2 I believe. So yes, there it is, case 2, show what's currently in the file. Now all of that, as you can see, from there to there is all enclosed in round brackets as it was before, and the entire output is set to more, just in case there are quite a lot of data in the file, so it'll come out one page at a time. So we put our little heading here. Here are the current contacts in the database, and then obviously a couple of nice lines of heading output to show what the columns are all going to look like. And then we're going to display the line in its correct formatting. We're going to use the -f:, which is here, to specify that the fields in the file are separated from each other by the colon character. And we do exactly the same thing with the sort option, except we don't use the -F option. Now we use the -T option for sort. It's slightly different. And the +1 means we want to sort by the second field. If we actually said, if we left out that +1 option, it would sort by the first field, or if we put a +0, it would sort by the first field. But the fact that we put a +1, it means it's actually going to sort by the second field. Did you manage to extract that information usefully from the sort program manual page? Okay, so we end up with a sorted set of information being passed into awk, and awk prints it out using 14 characters, then 16 characters, then 20 characters, then 15, then 6, and then 5, and the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different parameters. So we're just using that printf statement again. So as you can see, this sort of column output is very easily done using printf, but that assumes that you actually understand how to use the printf, so I would read up on it if I were you. It is very useful, and I suppose we should see what that looks like. So we'll run this program now, and we'll view the records, and here are the current contacts in the database, and now you can see the nice heading here, and you can see that everything is beautifully aligned in columns for each one. But let's check, is it sorted by surname? A, D, W, X, Z. Yes, it does appear to be sorted by surname. All the other columns do not appear to be sorted by those. So it looks like it's working. So let's press enter. So how did you go? I hope you got through that. I know that I'm setting deliberately difficult questions, but you can do them in stages, because I figure that if you can get through the exercises that I set, then you've really mastered the topic that we've been discussing.